Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So we were talking about the access control matrix. There are three different important things in this topic. The first one is represented with O. O means the objects of the operating system, which are like files, database records, etc. Second is the S. Okay, S stands for subjects. So who are the subjects here? User. It can be processes or it can be programs. And third one is the rights. Rights means it represented as the R. R means like what kind of right they have. It's a read right, or it's a write right, or it's an execute right, or it's the ownership of a file or folder. Okay. So the access control matrix can be represented of the different entries like R is composed of S comma O. Okay. So where S is a subset, so S small s is a subset of a S subject. Okay, so we can say that S is a subset of S and O is a subset of O, and generally as summative we can represent that small r is a subset of S and O, where all these belongs to the R rights. So access control matrix can be expressed in a form of table. Let's suppose here we have some files in operating system like a help.txt file, we have a printer file, we have a executable program.exe file, and we have some processes. Okay, and on the column side we can see here there are different user like user A, user B, user C, and system manager and user SVC's file. Okay, now we can see over here for the user A, with respect to the help.txt file, this is the object. Okay, this is subject, and these are the different rights. So user A has ownership. He has a read command, a read write on here, and he has a write command on it as well. So it has three rights on the user A has three rights on the help.txt file. Similarly, if you can see over here, user A has only one right on the printer, that is the W write. And if you can see over X means executable right. So the user A has executable right on program.exe. So he can execute program.exe, while the user B cannot execute the program.exe. Here you can see the user A cannot run this process, okay, because he has no right. Okay, while the user B can run this process. And similarly, you can see the below. It can user C cannot, user system manager process. He has a right. He has a read process, not right. Read process for a specific process, and the user SVCS has a no right on that one. Here you can see over here the user this process user SVCS process. It has a now you can see over here that system.manager have a read write on the help.txt file. Okay, he cannot write it and he has no ownership as well. The user C, he has the ownership, he has a read position on it, and he has a write position on that one. So I hope that this matrix will be clear, because this is a very important matrix with respect to the access control matrix. Now if you see over here, access control matrix is usually implemented as a set of access control list, column wise representation. You can see the column wise representation, a set of capabilities, row wise representation. You can see the capabilities, the rights, it is represented as a row wise. Okay, while the access control set of control is represented as a column wise, or it can be the combination of that too. Access control list. Access model is based on an object, a list of access control rights to the object. We have these are the different help.txt. So this is the explanation for all what we have discussed according to the different subjects, the objects, and the rights. There's a very popular access control list protocol, the model that is called RBAC. RBAC is considered to be is considered to be the important protocol. It is termed as a role-based access control. In organization, objects that a user can access often don't depend on the identity of the user, okay, but on the user function within the company. So it means that in organization, objects are not dependent on the identity of a user, that who is who, but it depends on their job and function, that what are the different functions. For example, who is the Blackboard administrator? We are not concerned about his name and his family name, but we are concerned about his role and job. And the accountant in the bank. So these things are important for us, okay, in the role-based access control. So we give access according to the roles, but not according to the usernames. Normally, our back administrator assign user to the roles and grant access rights privileges to the roles. So, for example, a person who is a backup manager, so whether he is XYZ, he will have the rights for the backup manager. If a person is a administrator, he will have the high rights for the administrator, whether he is X and Y or Z. So even when a person changes from one position to another position, his rights will be automatically changed according to his roles. So when a user takes over a new role, need to update only her role assignment, not all her access rights. So we don't need to change his rights, but we will just change his role, and that's it. So we, as a being an information security specialist, we don't need to do many things for his rights, but only we just need to change his role. So from the backup user, he can be admin user. From the admin, he can be shifted to the guest user. So if a person is shifted from the admin user to the guest, so it means automatically the rights of the admin will be removed from him, and he will be given the privileges of least privileges of the guest. And this RBAC is mostly applicable and available in a commercial databases. Okay, what do we mean count measure? Count measure of a system may be approached in many ways, including adherence to the following. For example, some things counts in information security, like for example, information security professional, he must have a regular operating system patch-ups, means service pack 1, service pack 2, service pack 3, or some patch-ups or some add-ons should be installed regularly to make your operating system secure and safe. Second thing, you need to check whether being information security professional, you need to check whether the installation has been done for the antivirus engine and software. For example, if you are using a Norton antivirus, whether the Kaspersky, or if you are using Symantec, okay, whatever the antivirus you are using, you must have the latest definition for it. Next one is scrutinizing all incoming and outgoing network traffic to have a count measure. So your firewall must be your file must be configured in a proper way, in a way so that it can easily scrutinize which incoming traffic should be allowed and which outgoing should not be allowed. The next one is creating secure accounts with the required privileges only, user management. So as we discussed earlier in the previous slide, that user management with respect to the roles, it should be very clear that what is the rights of the admin, we should be clear about it. What are the rights of the guest user, we should be clear about it. What is the right of the power user or the backup user, we should be clear about all these things. So these four things comes under the count measure. So with this one, we closes and we end our chapters for the operating system security. So the next chapter will be about the database security, that how our database can be made secure. Okay, stay tuned with us and see you then.